One tap. That's all it took. A screenshot. Sent cold and clean. No commentary. Let him deal with the fallout. See, Sarah was always quick to call me insecure about her male friends. Funny how she wasn't worried about David's insecurities. Guess she thought her fiancé, the poor bastard, deserved to know what kind of woman he was about to marry. I wasn't about to get my hands dirty. I had some pride left. The rest? Well, let's just say the digital shrapnel probably hasn't settled yet. But to understand how it got here, we gotta rewind. Right. Rewind. I'm Mark, mid-30s, decent job in IT. Not exactly rolling in it, but comfortable. Always considered myself a pretty level-headed guy. Then Sarah walked into my life. You know how it is. She checked all the boxes. Smart, funny, hot, the whole package. Or so I thought. We met at a friend's barbecue, hit it off immediately. Seemed like we were on the same page about everything. Marriage, kids, the whole 9 yards. Naive, wasn't I? I swear, she could have sold ice to an Eskimo. Then came the first, let's call it quirk. Her male friends. Not just acquaintances. Mind you, these were close male friends. Dinner dates, long phone calls, the works. Now, I'm not some Neanderthal, but it felt off. When I brought it up, she'd roll her eyes. Oh, Mark. You're so insecure. Can't a girl have friends? I bought it, swallowed my gut feeling. Progress, right? Modern relationship and all that. Looking back, I was a goddamn fool. The innocent lunches stretched into dinners. The just catching up phone calls bled into late-night texts. Her social media became a thirst trap, each post designed for maximum male attention. I tried to talk to her, but it always ended the same way. You're just insecure. It was her go-to defense, her shield against any criticism. Looking back, it was textbook validation-seeking behavior. And I, like a chump, kept buying it. Trust, slowly but surely, was eroding. Against my better judgment, I spilled my guts to Dave over a few beers. Dude, he said, she's playing you. No woman needs that many close male friends. It's a goddamn orbit of simps waiting for their chance. Classic Dave, blunt as a hammer. I scoffed, called him old-fashioned. You just don't get it. Man, women can have male friends. Famous last words, right? Dave just shook his head, muttered something about me learning the hard way. He wasn't wrong. Then came the promotion. A step up the ladder, more money, the whole shebang. Only catch? It meant relocating. Sarah was dead set against it. My career is here, she said, and we're building a life here. So I passed. For her. For us. Another nail in my coffin. The resentment started small, a quiet hum beneath the surface. But it was there, growing stronger with each passing day. Should have taken the job. Should have run. Money. I'm responsible. Always have been. Sarah? Not so much. It started with small things, the daily Starbucks, the little treats. Then it escalated. Designer bags. Expensive shoes. Weekend getaways with her friends. My attempts to budget were met with eye rolls, and don't be so tight, Mark. You only live once. It was always treat yourself. Never, let's say for the future. I was paying for her validation, one overpriced handbag at a time. The bachelorette party in Vegas. I knew it was trouble the second she booked it. The pictures started surfacing on Instagram. Sarah grinding on some Chippendale, shots of her doing body shots off a bartender, the whole 9 yards. When I confronted her, she laughed it off. It's just a bachelorette party, Mark. Loosen up. Harmless flirting, she claimed. Just having fun. But the knot in my stomach tightened. Something was definitely, irrevocably, broken. Sleep became a luxury. My anxiety was through the roof. Every time her phone buzzed, I jumped. Every time she went out with her friends, I pictured the worst. I tried to talk to her about it, but she just rolled her eyes. You're just insecure, Mark. Get over it. That phrase, you're just insecure. It became her weapon, her way of invalidating my feelings. The gaslighting was subtle, but constant. And then there was David, just a friend from college, Sarah chirped. But David was always around. At our apartment, at dinner, even tagging along on our weekend hikes. Sarah insisted we bond. He's practically family, Mark. Don't be so weird. It felt calculated, like she was testing me, rubbing my nose in it. He was a good-looking guy, charming, successful. Everything I was, but seemingly better. Then, the final straw almost. I was using Sarah's laptop to book a flight and absent-mindedly clicked on a dating app icon on her desktop. There it was. A profile, active, with recent pictures. When I confronted her, she stammered. Oh my God, that's an old account. I forgot all about it. I haven't used it in ages. Maybe. But the cracks had widened into chasms. The trust was gone. Wedding planning. Suddenly, everything was about her. The dress, the venue, the flowers, the cake. My opinions were irrelevant. She became increasingly demanding, entitled. The budget ballooned. It's our special day, Mark. We deserve the best. I was paying for 90% of it. The power dynamic had completely shifted. I was no longer a partner. I was an ATM with a pulse. And she knew it. The girls' night out. Another red flag waving in my face. She got all dressed up, looking hotter than usual, and headed out with her friends. I met Dave for a beer that night, trying to distract myself. He kept glancing at me with this worried look on his face. He knew something was up. I tried to play it cool, but inside, I was a mess. The pieces were starting to fall into place. I couldn't sleep. I knew I had to check her phone. Call it a violation of privacy. Call it what you want. I had to know. And there it was, staring back at me from her message history, a text from David. Can't wait to see you tonight. Finally going to tell Mark? The blood drained from my face. The pieces weren't just falling into place. They had formed a goddamn picture. Rage? Sadness? Relief? I felt numb. I screenshotted the message and found David's number online. One tap. Sent. Then, I packed a bag, grabbed my keys, and walked out. No note, no confrontation. I deleted their numbers. Blocked them on social media. I ghosted them both. Let them deal with the fallout. It wasn't my circus, not anymore. Karma's a bitch. I just provided the address. The next few days were a blur. My phone blew up with calls and texts from Sarah, then from random numbers. I ignored them all. Dave filled me in on the carnage, a social media explosion, accusations flying, the wedding called off. Apparently, Sarah tried to blame me for everything, claiming I was controlling and insecure and drove her into David's arms. Hilarious. Like I forced her to cheat. That's when it hit me. I had been a total beta provider, sacrificing my career, my finances, my sanity for a woman who didn't appreciate me. Ignoring red flags, swallowing my gut feelings, all in the name of love. I had bought into the whole modern relationship bullshit, thinking I had to be understanding and progressive. What a joke. I was a fool, plain and simple. It was my red pill moment. Seeing the situation for what it truly was. Understanding female nature, the hypergamy, the constant need for validation, the lack of accountability. It wasn't about me being insecure. It was about her constantly seeking a better option, ensuring she always had a backup plan. And I, the naive fool, played right into it. Never again. I met Dave for another beer. A real one this time, not some pity drink. So, he said, smirking, you finally saw the light? Huh? I had to admit, he was right. All right, all right. I conceded, you were right. About everything. I was a dumbass. He clapped me on the back. Hey, we've all been there, brother. Welcome to the club. We shared a dark laugh. The first thing I did was call my old boss and grovel for my job back. Surprisingly, he took me back, and within a year, I was making more than I ever had. I started hitting the gym, eating right, focusing on myself. The money that used to go to designer bags and weekend getaways now went into investments and travel, my kind of travel, rebuilding my life, brick by brick. I haven't dated seriously since. Frankly, I don't see the point. The juice isn't worth the squeeze. I'm not saying all women are like Sarah, but I'm not taking any chances. I enjoy my solitude, my freedom, my self-reliance. I make my own decisions, answer to no one. The traditional relationship model? Nah, I'm good. I'm going my own way. A few years later, I heard through the grapevine that Sarah's marriage to David imploded spectacularly. Financial struggles, infidelity, surprise, the whole 9 yards. And then, out of the blue, a text message. Mark, it's Sarah. Can we talk? I deleted it without a second thought. Some bridges are better left burned. Karma, as they say, is a dish best served cold. I'm not bitter. I wouldn't trade the experience. It taught me valuable lessons about myself, about women, about life. I learned to trust my gut, to prioritize my needs, to stand up for myself. And most importantly, I learned that sometimes the best revenge is simply living well. Plus, I'm pretty sure she's still wondering who sent that screenshot. The irony, of course, is that she called me insecure. Me. The guy who was too secure to need constant validation from an army of male friends. The guy who was secure enough to walk away from a toxic situation. Yeah, Sarah. I was totally the insecure one. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got a plane to catch. No wife, no drama, just me and the open road.